Hello, friends of Komodo platform. I'm Giuliano. It is the 13th of December. It is a Monday, and therefore we have actually the weekly candle closes. So we'll take a look at some long-term charts, short-term charts, whatever. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin. Look at some VRSC, some KMD, Pirate Chain. Things are dumping. It's friends, if you're friends of blood in the streets, as they say, well, there are bloody streets today. I'm going to share the screen and let's take a look at these streets as represented in the charts. KMD is now into the 1400 Satoshis levels, Pirate Chain into the 2000 Satoshis levels, and Bitcoin is at a 46,000 levels. Okay, VRSC, let's just go here first. I just wanted to point out a few things. Remember the strength of this 0.886, this 88.6% retracement from low to high. Okay, a lot of potential in that retracement level. And we're currently above what seems to be a pivotal level zone, which is about here. Anytime that the price VRSC is above this line, it basically up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, there's a bit of chop here, which is fair and favorable, you might say. And right now, currently, there's also a bit of choppy sideways. So interestingly enough, maybe a base is being built, and also, as in terms of a base, maybe a retest and basically a confirmation that these lows here are significant and confirmed, and then yeah, it's time to go higher with the VRSC price chart. So that's the idea. The other idea is, this is a 3-day price chart. On a longer term basis here, we have candle closes and candle closes here, and then candle closes here, we break out. So we are above this, this level of line here. Also, if we were to take it from the wicks, it would just be breaking out a little bit later, and we would have got, instead of retesting around here, it would be retesting out around this wick, which doesn't matter anyway. Either way, I think the interesting thing here is this 61.8 level rejected. And so now we're basically losing that 78.6 level. So yeah, it is what it is. Retest this 88.6 to 78.6 zone and then go higher. That's the possibility. But with the Safe Trade Exchange and VRSC coin, the liquidity and the amount of trading, it's a bit different. So we'll see what ends up happening here. But at the same time, it's not just different. It has validity. It's price action. All right. It's just that when it is, maybe the thought is, oh, it's sticking around the 1800 Satoshis level because nobody wants to sell. Well, that could be for many different reasons, including just long-term vision for the VRSC ecosystem and having the VRSC coin for using in that ecosystem, DeFi, PBaaS, identity, and vault, and more. Excellent. Okay. So that's the VRSC for you. Interesting price chart, and yeah, basically looking for higher levels. But there's room to be going before, next major resistance is going to be around the 2800 Satoshis level. The support we want really would be this white line area around 1670s, 1700 Satoshis ish, maybe 1650 if you have to go there, even 1600 if you really want to push it. It's a bit of a zone. And if you really want to say that you can retest this back down at the 1300 level, no problem. You can definitely retest that, but you would like to be closing at least above where you previously did around 1530. So that's basically the idea. And then you'd be able to go forward from there. Okay, that's some VRSC for you, all you VRSC friends. So out of here, by the way, unusable at this point here right now. I don't know if I would need to log in or something like that, but how am I supposed to use this chart other than with the full screen expansion? All right, something to consider. speaking of considering, consider here getaurox terminal. I'm using that for these charts that can be accessed. So getaurox, maybe you want to consider adding safe trade, the exchange, to your order books, your charts that you can pull from, and then we can get the data on one of these charts for Varus as well, and we can have it in our Komodo and Friends. So BTC, I guess maybe we need to put LTC in the Komodo and Friends because of the DPOW. But anyway, all right. On a weekly level, you know, we had this green close. It is, although you want to say, well, the wick is lower, you know, bigger wick below, smaller above, but it's such a narrow body within such a considerable downtrend. You see this kind of stuff, and it just looks like a bit of a continuation, a bit of a pause before continuation, I mean. And now that's what we're seeing here. Now, who knows where this weekly candle ends up, but we've already traded intra-week. We've traded lower than the previous. And this is the day, by the way. We are on a day. Now, so that's kind of it for the weekly, I think. Yeah, there's possibilities that it finds its low and rounds here and goes higher, but really this 37 level is pulling me in for, and even lower, is pulling me in for a good possibility here. Not to be bearish or something like that, but if we're going wick to wick, right, and we want to take some sort of wicking action, and we go like this, you know, this 61.8 extension of a potential type of zigzag pattern, it feels good and feels right for a strong retracement, you know, trending move down that then is a full-on retracement overall, but is basically a retracement of this trend down to this level, allows a takeoff which has more strength, but at the same time has cleared out a lot of weakness, because then we're not just using, you know, low, higher low, and then some sort of higher low here. We're in fact clearing out this low so that it becomes high, low, and then we can look for even higher highs with a bit more, how do you say, a bit more mass, a bit more inertia and force, in the upward direction. Whereas here it's like we're just rebounding like this. Eventually you lose some of that steam, right? So if we don't even consider this as part of the bigger macro wave structure, then we just have a down and up and a down here that then gets to zoom higher than the all-time highs we're currently facing with. That's all I'm saying. And also, not only that, but it's, in my opinion, this current wave is the same degree as this wave, okay? And currently we're not there yet. And even if it were to round like this, it would have to take then probably longer time. But you know, I guess also just if you can read the tone of the markets and the media and all of that, I get the sense that everybody's expecting some sort of posturing that's going to weaken the markets, the asset prices and all that. And I think that the BTC is going to also, it is already trying to be priced in. All of this talk about rate hikes and all the talk about inflation, and that's currently going on, is definitely part of the mass psychology involved in this degree of move, which is, well, sorry, this degree of move is something like this degree of move or this degree of move, but not the whole thing. So this degree of move is part of that whole market fear, but I do get the sense that the market fear will be greater than it currently is, and it will be similar to something like this, not necessarily in shape, but at least in sentiment. There's gonna have to be, wherever the lows are, there's gonna have to be fear that like we're in the bear market, that we are not even gonna come back up to test the highs or something like that. Even when, like, so that when we go below and then come to this level, it's gonna provide resistance. It's gonna provide a fear that, oh, maybe this is just a place to get back out before it goes down lower. So, and even, yeah, here's the sense though, maybe it wants to put in some sort of a head shoulder idea, but it just doesn't. It would only because we have a zigzag this way. Then if it kind of shapes out like a zigzag that way, then it gets to be like that. We'll see how it all shapes out through here before we have a bigger dump. Is it just going to go straight down? That's likely also, like, look how much can get taken out in one. And if we are really going to impulse hard and then kind of, or whatever, find our way before getting that higher. I don't know what the time frame is. Sorry, the time frame is going to look like, but anyway, we're just talking levels here and looking at this weekly chart and thinking each bar is a week. So even then, you know, we're looking at a few weeks ahead here before getting a sense of where the bottom might be. Because then even if this currently is the bottoming, then we are finding the bottom closing bottoms before going higher. Anyway, so that's the idea of a weekly. We can go into a daily to start getting a better idea. I also think the MACD has potential for at least 1 or 2 more strong down weeks. You know, if we have to suffer through something like this, then because the momentum isn't necessarily related to the price. Like, we lost a lot of the momentum. Sorry, we lost a lot of the price here, but that was just the very beginning of the negative momentum into the red. And after that, it was basically all of this action. Oops, all of this action here was all of this action here. So yeah, we might just like chop down here. We might not ever make it down all the way, but my sense is why not? Like, just go there. That way, just scare the crap out of everybody. Give all the low bids here some chance to get in. And yeah, that would be nice. But having said that, that might be why it won't happen. And we got to think about what's going to continually outsmart or at least the majority of people. So that's the general idea. Sure, on a bigger macro level, everybody can be saying it's going up, but in the meantime, everybody's fighting to know which decision to make. Is it hold it? Is it sell it? Is it buy it? Is it and then you have all the traders in between. But we're talking, you know, spot and the actual Bitcoin. So, well, then again, having said that, I guess leverage does play a lot into prices, for sure, price levels and trading levels. So don't get me wrong on that. Definitely the trading market is a huge part of where the price goes. I mean, it's all together. It's all a big market. And yeah, I get the sense that this level, this level is where we are going. So that's about 37, maybe 34. These are definitely areas that I would call for. But if you camp out down here and it doesn't come down here and it only goes to 39 or even just 42 again, then you miss out. So behave accordingly, ladder, do whatever you need to do, as they say, DCA, whatever it is, however you want to call it. You set some levels and get in if that's what you're doing. All right. Other than that, let's get into a daily price chart. So daily price chart continuing to hold here. I get the sense, yeah, we got a big red candle, bearish, engulfing 2 candles here. Who knows where it's going to close today, but definitely the channel, I didn't draw it just to touch it here, basically based on this body right here and these price actions up here. So it was a trend line based on that, and then to this body here. So getting the sense that, yeah, maybe a bit more sideways or whatever. Let's see, I took out the Bollinger Band. Yeah, we're farther away, but that's okay. The Bollinger Band is basically at the top of the channel right now. So that'll be interesting. What else do we have? 200 period. Oh yes, that's right. We're really fighting that 200 period, and it looks like we're gonna break it, but you never know. And then the other option is, yeah, we're breaking the Ichimoku Cloud to the downside. There's no doubt that we are trending more bearish, if you watched all of this, it's just showing that it has to fight around these levels. You got a 200 period moving average, which is 200-day moving average, and you have, which is significant enough. And then you have this Ichimoku Cloud, a daily Ichimoku Cloud, which I guess is significant enough here too, relative to this 200-day moving average, and it just breaking down now. So that's what's happening. Interesting action on the Bitcoin price chart. So there you go. That's a daily price chart. I could go into the 4 hours, but I just wanted to say that soon I get the sense that the last, June, so 6 months ago, and before that, it was nearly it was over a year. So who knows where the RSI needs to go? Is this 10th of December going to be the lowest RSI? We had a bit of a move back up, but and the other thing is, yeah, how long is this bearish negative momentum going to continue? And so, yeah, I do get the sense maybe a little bit of relief, a little sideways. Maybe the 200 does hold. Who knows? 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, the rest of the week, maybe towards the end of the week, it dumps again. You know, like who knows what's coming? But I get the sense that we need to test this floor properly, not just in one day from all the way up here from 49K. I think we need to test it from below the 200-day moving average. And in that case, if we follow this channel, like it leads us right to where we want to go with some relatively interesting time periods coming up. So just watch it, you know, make your own channel using these highs and maybe the lows. If you want to use the wick, what happens is you get this, and that's cool too, because that allows it to actually come down and finish off sooner. Who knows what type of timing it's going to be, but we do see how it plays at the midline of the channel as well. So you can have both of them if you like. I guess at this point, I'm going to just keep it like this because the midline of the channel acts as though it were like this. So if anything changes, I'll amend that. Also, it does follow this action a little bit too. Let's just add in another one. Where are you? Oops. Something like that. So it's an interesting thing going on here, and I do think it has validity. I definitely think it has validity in its relationship. So anyway, we'll see. I don't know if we're going to necessarily come down to it this fast. Maybe this is the way to go and to look at it. I get the sense, though, that this gives room for more volatility to the downside. Okay, but having said that, again, yeah, like maybe we're ready for a bit of green, positive momentum again, some more sideways action, or maybe it's sideways down, whatever. Anyway. Although having said that, we are just losing this Ichimoku Cloud, so I don't know how fast we need to keep dumping. But I get the sense that, you know, the market again is very sadistic and wants to hurt everyone else, hurt everyone that's involved. Okay, let's keep an eye out for the Bitcoin price charts. Now, KMD taking a beating down at 1452 level. So let's take note of this. KMD really likes to retrace its moves by more than 100%. Wherever it came from, it likes to go lower. That's just something it likes to do. We are now currently at such an important price level horizontally. This uptrending slope here, I think, is invalid now. And well, we'll see. I mean, this is just a daily price chart, so let's see what happens. But even on the weekly, like when we look at weekly candle closes, oops, I think we got rid of that uptrending uptrending potential support zone. So now current price is at the wick levels of previously and narrowing in on the all-time low closing levels. Still have from here roughly 10% down 10 more percent brings you to all-time lows of all-time lows, which is represented here in this pink line. Then we have our famous 1,000 Satoshis right here in this horizontal purple dotted line. Weakness in this positive momentum, looking like it's turning. And yeah, I mean, nothing is really saying anything to us other than, okay, not completely unexpected, but definitely undesirable for the number going up. However, that's only in short-term thinking and in terms of fear that this pattern is going to not yield upside in the longer term. So in the longer term, we know that there's the chance of forever lows. Maybe you get something like this, and then, you know, and it's like forever lows until the zeros. I mean, this is soon. This is a weekly chart, so this would probably need to be on a monthly chart, but oh, shoot. All I'm saying is with something like KMD, patience is necessary. And this is a weekly price chart. It's showing signs of life. Okay, it's just not sustainable yet. It's to me, we look like the dragon is awakening. Here is the fire eye, and the price is ready to eventually make its move. We are going to fight this Ichimoku Cloud at some point. We touched it here. And on a weekly time frame with Binance chart, we don't really have any other data with it, but we probably were messing around with it there on a longer term time chart. Oh, sorry, yeah, with more data previously. Anyway, here's the 200-week moving average. All right, so I'm expecting at some point now, we're talking for Komodo price, we're talking in the mid 2020s when we're really saying, wow, this thing is what we thought it would be down here and even back here before it did this, okay? And even during, while it was doing this. And then from here, when we're like, oh, okay, everything's okay now. Oh, we're finally gonna test this cloud now. No, didn't happen, dump. And then, you know, just what does it need to do before it's ready? Let's find out, stick around, but there is some sign of life. It's just not ready quite yet. And it just shows the idea of patience. Patience is necessary here. There is a danger though, for sure. The danger is narrowing bands and leaning to the downside. Okay, price is definitely leaning to the downside. Even the wick was a lower high than the previous wick high. So that's definitely something. However, we are coming up upon it, you know, by the first quarter of 2022. We have this downtrending line here. Let's use a trend line. Well, if we play like this, we've already broken out of it. So what does that mean? But okay, you know, if we want to look at it like this, okay, and then if we want to just as a weekly candle closing, want to take the bodies, then we are close to finding out again, like first quarter of 2021. So yeah, I think we've got these two touches here. I think we're going to eventually challenge it at some point. And if it's going to zero, if it never gets above this line on a closing basis, You'll know. You'll know in a half year, okay? You'll know by June of 2022 if Komodo is dead. How about that? That makes the most sense to me. You'll know by 2022 if KMD is dead. You'll know by June of 2022. Yeah, there you go. Maybe even sooner. Maybe you'll even find out sooner. Okay. All right. That's just that. I think that's important to consider. All right, because at some point, the market cycle. Look, this is even just a mini version of the Wall Street cheat sheet market cycle. So that definitely at least needs something, some sort of move where we get back to all-time, previous local highs on a weekly chart. And yeah, but this takes time. It takes a lot of time. So there's your KMD thoughts on a weekly time frame, and on a daily time frame. We are still fighting. Wow, we're definitely at the lower end of this Bollinger Band. Here's the deal. There's a good chance it's going to dump. I mean, if BTC is also dumping, but then again, if things go a bit sideways, then the altcoin prices, including KMD, might have a chance to retrace a bit. If we're retracing, look for the level of 1720-ish, 1700 as your resistance, maybe wicking up to 1800 Satoshis. So if you want to get, from 1500 to 1800 Satoshis, that might be a good call. It's 25% for you. However, you're quite close to the bottom, so maybe roughly 10%. So that's like 25% to 10% is 2.5 to 1. I mean, you could play with that, but at that point, yeah, why not? Whatever. There are some ideas for you, but it is, we went bottom of the band to the top of the band. We even broke out with some intraday trading. Now we're back down to the bottom of the band. Is it enough to hold here, or are we making it further down? Like we are breaking these lows. So in my sense, it's like you don't have a lot going for you right now, other than the fact, I'm going to show you something. If you go wick to wick, you're playing with fire. You can't get, you go way below the zero line. So if we play gumble to gumble here with the bodies, closings, there you go. You're already at a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay. Yeah, let's do it this way. If you play with the bodies here, the closing levels, you're basically at, if you have an ABC, which is clearly some form of ABC, is like textbook mono poly wave style here with a complex B wave. If you look at it, it's quite nice. ABC 1-to-1, why not? This could be a closing level that then gets turned around. Anyway, your 161.8 is in 1200 Satoshis level. So if KMD really wants to mess with everything here, it goes down to the 1200 Satoshis levels, or anywhere in between, here, this 1300. None of that is out of the question, but that would be a real strong zigzag down, okay? So that's, there you go, that's the idea. I don't know what else to say, but why not stop around here at a 1-to-1 with the zigzag on a closing basis, and you're good to go. Okay, whoops. All right, so that's some KMD thoughts for the daily price chart. Next, we're going to get out of here and get to the pirate chain price, which at this point here on the daily, when this happened, when you fall below and then this next candle happens, look, just like on the BTC price chart, I hope if you're watching and this is helpful for you, I'm glad. Thanks for being here. And yeah, like a candle like this, is just going to follow the trend generally. Once in a while, if you have like a strong uptrend and then you have this candle at the top, then that could be the start of a decline. And then of course in the opposite direction too, from bottom to top. But anyway, okay. We have definitely fallen below that previously all-time high zone, which is not available in this data on this chart. So we also, so quite a bearish candle today. We would like to go to the weekly price chart and take a look and say, all right, continuing to dump. Where is the next level? Well, horizontally, it's at around the 1,000 Satoshis levels. So let's just, let's take this down and bring it to the, what are you doing? Let's bring it to the 1,000 Satoshis levels. All right, there you have it. That's that is it. And then at that point, we can say that we have sailed across the seas around the, well, we haven't gone around the Cape yet. Let's call it that. Okay, so this is definitely a gruesome tale of dumpage. Let's not work with this on the weekly right now. Actually, so on the weekly, we're currently working with this, okay? Just gonna put it on for the weekly. Okay, so let's see. All right, well, I mean, if we can stop at 1,300 Satoshis, I think that would be fair. I do. If we can stop at 1,300 Satoshis, I would say that's fair. What am I doing? I'm counting from basically the beginning of this decline, because what am I seeing here? Yeah, we had counted things and whatever, but if we look at price action, we have a trending move down, the correction up, trending move down. We have this kind of sideways move, which is basically the pause. Now we have this trending move down, this correction, and then the potential next move. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking from here and saying 78.6. If this move is 0.786 of this move, we're looking roughly at the top of this box level, which was, interestingly enough, the candle wick tops. So let's see, there's definitely a real possibility that this move here is going to extend. Okay, that's basically your downside consideration at this point in terms of turning around. Well, it's actually close, in my opinion. Now, close is relative term. Close is definitely a relative term for this power chain price chart, because look at how much time, it's felt close for a long time, but that's when we had some RSIs down at the low levels, but look how far oversold is this RSI. So that's the one thing we have going for it right now. Now, having said that, maybe the RSI retraces up and then comes back down and then goes back up. And, well, that's in 2022. Let's not go there. Maybe it comes up, comes back down. But even then, we're already in January. So basically, this is a weekly price. Oh, no, wait, it's daily price chart? Yeah, daily price chart. So yeah, are we going to find some sort of higher low on the RSI? And then on the price, we'll find a lower low. in which case then we'll create some sort of, bullish divergence on the RSI. I think that's a very possible thing, very nice option and opportunity. Because either way though, right now we are fully hard on the oversold levels in this RSI. So I do get the sense at some point around here, we are gonna have some sort of maybe little intermediate bounce, whatever, whatever. You know, momentum is something a little bit, oops, what just happened? Well, momentum is a little bit different than the price. The price can be moving in a way that's not, just because the momentum looks a certain way doesn't mean that it's exactly the price. Anyway, bottom line is, let's look for some divergence on the daily RSI at least to come with the price. And in terms of MACD, yeah, you know, this trend line here, okay, fine, I'm gonna go under it. Let's get some of this cleared out, and then I think we have some good potential ahead in store for us. Let's see if this horizontal level kind of holds out. And then, yeah. And then there's a chance. You're saying he's got a chance. That's right. He's got a chance. Okay, so that's Pirate Chain. I just want to mention now that the Ichimoku Cloud is really coming down quickly. Soon, I mean, it's already below the 3,000 Satoshis level. So soon, you know, 3,000 Satoshis is going to be a strong enough ceiling, or at least a considerable enough level. And wow, look how quickly this 200-day moving average just shoots down. So that's good. It'll come to meet the price sooner than later. That's for sure. Especially now we have all of this price action here to consider. It's really shooting down. So it's going to come and meet the price very soon. And then the only thing is we'll have to watch how the price interacts with these indicators. All right. Excellent. Pirate Chain. So it is true. You are quite likely coming down. Now you're quite likely coming down. Okay. I would like to make a trend line here. Let's do it. Okay, there you go, friends. There you go. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's hold that trend line and then everything is fine, just fine. Do you understand? I think that makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you. Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm not excited that price necessarily, well, I am excited that price can go lower for people because some people bought really high price. So now I just hope you understand the value of DCA, because even if you bought some in here and now it's dumped more, you keep lowering that overall cost basis, and then you might feel better about things for yourself. But anyway, just recognize we are going to have some struggles at these type of levels. Maybe this is going to be a small struggle. We're going to have also struggle at these type of levels when it's time to turn back up. And oh yeah, we will definitely have struggles at these levels. I mean, some might argue that our price will never get here in Bitcoin again. And we will only see. However, I think we are closer, definitely what I'm excited about is that we are definitely closer than ever to reaching some sort of bottom for this long correction, big correction down after that huge move up in 2021. So yeah, stick around for more Pirate Chain. And we are near to this trend line. All right, from the previous lows that were made back in 2021. We also have, let's just go here. and say this longer term trend line basically plays like that. But I don't think we have to consider that one yet. It's much of a longer term trend line, and I think this, yeah, I don't think that this is the trend line yet that we need to concern with. It's definitely this trend line here is it's very interesting for us right now. Okay. Yeah, also let's just take a quick look. What do I want to do here? Wow, it's just such a huge move. Yeah, we're even like we're well below all of that. So at this point, you know, maybe that trend line is just not our friend. We've already gone so far down. We've made a complete resetting of this structure. The only thing we really want is a higher low than the previous lows. And if we can find it at this trend line, I mean, bring it. That would be incredible. All right, watching it here, Pirates. I hope you're doing well. Take care of yourselves. Here is a trend line on the daily, and we can watch this action. All right, it's coming very soon. Very soon is relative. Like we're looking for 2022 to get started to really know, but yeah, have no fear. This will be over soon, like any bad dream, if this is considered a bad dream to you. But you know, in 2022, in 2023, wherever we're going to be in terms of price, I'm sure it's going to be a happy time compared to whatever you're feeling now, if you're really feeling concerned. If you're not feeling concerned, well, I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, I think I'm done. This has probably been a really long video again, and I don't really have much else to say, but I hadn't done really a pirate chain video and a Komodo video in a little bit. So those are some thoughts, and yeah, I hope it serves you well. I'm done for now. I will come back with maybe some more price charts. I enjoy it. I hope you do too. And until next time, wishing you love, peace, and happiness. Okay, goodbye.